I am not happy. I don't think that you have to be skinny to be happy or beautiful at all, but I am personally not happy. And I understand if there are some fat people that want to unfollow me for this, but I'm going to be starting to post my weight loss journey.
Alrighty, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. Today we are going to be talking about a TikTok that was sent to me quite a few times. It actually makes me happy that so many people send this to me because I think the TikTok is actually very interesting and very eye-opening as well. So the TikTok that we're going to be talking about is from the creator Glam with Stella, or Stella Moody. And she is someone that is, as you can see with her profile, she is a plus size creator, but she does a lot of makeup looks and stuff like that. Now, in this video that we're going to be talking about, she is obviously kind of talking about wanting to lose weight. And if we read the description, it says, "Day 1, thank you in advance for any tips and words of encouragement." And so basically it seems that Stella wants to lose weight and has been, is frustrated and is basically at that, what I call that, kind of like Genesis moment, the moment where you're like, all right, enough is enough. I want to make a change. And now I think it's always interesting when we talk about these things because she is someone that wants to make a change, but also has a platform. And so a lot of people are going to have opinions on that. And so she kind of talks about that experiences as well. And so I just thought this was a very, very interesting and very candid video from a creator that is obviously in a bigger body that wants to lose weight and talks about the different things that are going through her head with that decision. So without further ado, let's just kind of get into it.
Hey y'all, I am posting this because I need your help. I have not been doing well mentally. It's been weighing on me, no pun intended, the fact that I am fat, and that's all anybody sees when they look at me. It's so hurtful because I feel like I'm so much more than that. I'm so much more than just being that fat bitch. I'm smart and funny and talented and kind, and I like to help other people.
I can understand like the sentiment here, and that was something that was really frustrating to me as well. And again, this is one thing where we talk about like health at every size and fat acceptance and stuff, and I think that where the good things about those movements are trying to work on those different stigmas and how people treat you. Because, regardless of whether or not you want to like, oh, it's unhealthy to be fat, whatever, obviously you guys know where I sit with that. Regardless of that, like, it sucks that people that are bigger are reminded constantly and people treat them really bad. And part of it seems to be because of their size. I do want to say that I think part of it a lot of times is that we internalize, like, it's like we feel like we're not super happy with the position that we're in, right, with our size or whatever. And I think I'm not discrediting what she's saying, but I do think a lot of it comes down to whenever someone treats us poorly, or whenever we feel that we are, mistreated or not given the right attention or whatever, we just assume it's because of our weight. And I think we assume that because it's something that we ourselves maybe are not super happy about and that we feel we can improve on. And so I think it might be kind of twofold, where I'm sure that's happening because people are mean, but then also like it's just like this constant like, oh, this is definitely the reason, it's because of my weight, which maybe it is, maybe it isn't, right?
But at first glance, that's all you see is I'm very fat. And I'm tired of it, and I want to be taken seriously, and I want to try to pursue a career and get, the opportunities that other skinnier people have. And I don't want to be skinny. I don't think there's anything wrong with being in a fat body. I don't think that, but unfortunately that's the society we live in. I just want to be healthier. I want to lose weight. I am tired of starting hundreds of fucking diets and never successfully keeping them going.
So with that, like, when I hear that, right, my first kind of inkling and my first like knee-jerk reaction is when I hear someone that say that they've started hundreds of diets, I don't discount that, and I'm sure that she has. But the issue with that is, and that's why I get so frustrated when I see these like over-the-top diets, is that the more diets that people start, this is my own anecdotal thing that I feel like I've noticed over the years, right? So there's no science behind this, I don't think, or anything, but this is just how I feel. I've noticed that the more diets people start and fail, the less willpower they have. And it's almost like willpower, like eventually it's like this thing that just kind of evaporates over time, because it's like I've tried so many times and I failed that it's really hard to like stay disciplined when you feel like you failed over and over again. That's why I used to joke around about like, oh, you know, I don't have a metabolism, or my metabolism's broken, because I felt like I tried so many diets over the years and they never worked. And that's why I always try to advocate for people not trying to do everything all at once at the start. Like, start slow, start with something that you know that you can do, and build on those habits over time, instead of being like, I'm going to completely cut out every food that I'm basically eating and only eat chicken and rice, or, you know, I'm going to go straight to keto, or I'm going to go straight to this or that. Which, again, I'm not saying that keto is terrible and anyone that does it is terrible, but I think like if you're going from a typical Western diet where you're kind of eating whatever you want straight into trying to do strict keto, the chances of you sticking to that long term are pretty low. You might lose weight pretty quickly at the start. And again, this goes with any diet that's extreme. Keto is just an easy one for me to use as an example. But like anything that's super extreme, you can do well for a few months. You'll see those results. But because you can't really stick to it, it's really hard to stay on that diet. And then you feel like you failed the diet, when in reality, you should feel like the diet's failed you. It's something that didn't work for you. So you should look for other places. But I digress. I'm kind of getting off topic here. But yeah.
I've been fat my whole life and I'm just tired of it. Like, look, this mainly started because I searched my name on TikTok, and it shows you, I didn't realize this, it shows you what people have searched for with your name. Stella Moody.
Yeah, that's something I would not recommend people do.
Be fat is what people searched for. And I'm not like mad, obviously, it's just a descriptive word, but being reduced to your body size and shape and weight is just really dehumanizing in a way, and hurtful. I'm tired of people only seeing that. I'm tired of being bullied. It doesn't affect me anymore. Like, I've been bullied my entire life, but that's not normal. It's not normal to read really nasty, god-awful comments
I agree.
directed at you, insults, and to not feel anything and to be numb to it, like, because you've seen it so much. That's not fucking normal. And I'm tired. I don't want to be the butt of the joke. I don't want to not be taken seriously. I want to be healthy. I've always wanted to run a 5K one day, even though I fucking hate running, but it's because I'm so big and I'm not athletic anymore.
So if that's truly a goal of yours, and I'm a fan of running. I used to not be, right? I remember when I was in middle school and in high school, I couldn't even do the mile. We always had to run a mile like once a month or something like that. And I couldn't even do it in under 20 minutes. Okay. So like, I know what it's like to not like running and like, or like not be able to run. But I do believe that if you want to do that, that's something that you can do. You know, you start slow. I would recommend Couch to 5K is a really great app that a lot of people seem to enjoy. I've never used it myself, but a lot of people seem to like it. But, you know, start with walking the majority of it. You know, you might not even be able to run for a little bit, but that's fine. That's okay, right? You don't need to start by going from 0 to I'm going to run a 5K right away. You can start slowly, and that is enough. Like, you have to understand, Stella, I'm talking to you, but anyone else, like, this is a lifelong thing. This is a lifelong journey you're going on. So there is no need to rush, try and get everything done in a year. You know, there's no reason to be like, I need to run a 5K in a year. Why? You know, like, start slow. You need to rebuild habits. That's the most important thing at the start. There are habits that clearly that you have, and I don't mean this in a mean way. There are habits that you have right now that are not serving you. And so what you need to do is look at those habits, recognize which ones are not serving you, and think, how can I replace these habits in a way that is sustainable, instead of like, oh yeah, I usually, you know, go out to eat every day. I'll never go out to eat anymore. You might be able to do that for a little bit, but eventually you're not gonna be able to, right? But again, I'm getting off topic.
I used to be involved in a lot of sports in school growing up, even as a fat person, but I'm not athletic anymore. I put on a lot of weight. When my mom died in 2022, I got so depressed that all I could do was eat, work, and sleep.
Mm.
And I put on like 75 to 100 pounds. And
yeah, and like getting, especially like going, that's a normal thing that happens to a lot of people, right? You go from, you know, I was active in high school, maybe even in college, and then I got a job, and I'm working at a desk job, and now I'm sitting, and a lot of people end up gaining a lot of weight from that, right? So that's not a super out there thing that happens. It's very common. And then also with deaths in the family, that's obviously a very traumatic event, so that's going to cause a lot of people to struggle with their weight, whether it's up or down. It's very common as well.
I am not happy. I don't think that you have to be skinny to be happy or beautiful at all, but I am personally not happy.
Amen. And I agree. I agree with you 100%. If you're not happy, you should be okay, and it should be okay for you to want to make a change. And it seems like that's where you're at right now.
And I understand if there are some fat people that want to unfollow me for this, but I'm going to be starting to post my weight loss journey, because I think that the only way I can be successful is if I have you guys hold me accountable.
So a couple things on that. One, we've talked about this before, but I think it's crazy that you have to like almost apologize to people for wanting to post your weight loss journey, but that's a whole nother thing. We've talked about that. But also I do want to say, just, it's tough posting your weight loss journey online because everyone is going to have a different opinion on what you should do. I read a good amount of the comments. A lot of them are very nice. I don't want to go through them, but there's like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this, you should do that, right? You're going to get a lot of people saying that they know what the best thing for you is. Avoid anyone that is trying to that it seems like there's a ulterior motive behind it, whether it's they're going to charge you or they're going to use your story to bolster themselves. You have to be very careful. You don't need to do anything super crazy at the start here. That's my advice. It does not have to be crazy. You can start slow and see results.
Because the thought of publicly humiliating myself and failing again is terrifying to think about, and I think that's literally going to be the only way I can stick to it, because I don't have discipline. That is one of the biggest things that I wish I could change about myself, is my discipline. So I'm going to be posting my weight loss journey, and I really would so appreciate it if you guys would check in on me and my progress and offer me some words of encouragement, because
so the words of encouragement are that you can do it. I truly believe that. And with discipline and like feeling like, oh, I don't have this discipline or whatever, that's something that I think over time you build. And that's why I always recommend starting small and making those small changes, because once you realize that you can make these small changes and you can actually change, at least for me, it was a lot easier to make bigger changes and continue that progress, instead of feeling like I'm going to do everything all at once. And then after a week, I feel like so burnt out that I can't do it. And then I'm like, see, I just struggle with discipline. Maybe if I would have slowly introduced things, it would have been easier for me to make those changes, right?
It feels impossible. Like,
I understand
you can do anything you set your mind to, but I've literally tried so many times.
I understand.
And failed every single time.
Mm-hmm.
I do think I need to see, like, maybe someone who specializes in eating disorders.
That might be a good idea.
And see a therapist in general, obviously. But I really could use some words of encouragement and for y'all to hold me accountable. And if you have any tips or anything regarding weight loss, I would love to hear it. So yeah, I just wanted to come on here. This is day 1 of my weight loss journey, and I appreciate you guys. Yeah, I love you. Okay, bye. I forgot to add, I already started today. I've had a salad to eat, and I'm at the skate park. I'm about to walk around the little track sidewalk thing. Hopefully I can get a gym membership soon. I need to save for that, and maybe get a Fitbit. I don't know, but this is where I'm starting at, just walking around the park. So yeah, if y'all have any tips, anything like that, I would really appreciate it. Okay, I think that's it.
So that's the video, and I know I've kind of shared my tips throughout this video, but I do believe that you can do it. You definitely don't need to get a Fitbit. You don't need to get a gym membership. If those are things that you want to get and you feel it will help motivate you, I'm not going to say you can't get those. But a gym membership, I understand that it might be very scary going into a gym. So just starting with walking, I think, is a great first step. If you do want to get a gym membership, I'm always a fan of starting moving your body as soon as you can, but I also understand that it can be very, very, very scary going into a gym. And so if that's going to cause you a lot of anxiety and you feel like that's just not possible right now, I wouldn't stress too much about it. I think that where you're starting now, by maybe just even saying, I'm going to take 6,000 steps a day, or I'm going to take 7,000 steps a day, or whatever it might be, wherever you are. If you're at 2,000, try and take 3,000, whatever, right? It doesn't matter. But just try and slowly increase those steps. Log your calories if you can figure out how to do that on MyFitnessPal. It's a little weird at the start, but just to kind of get a general idea of how much you're eating, that can be really, really helpful. There's other things that might be a little bit more in-depth than is necessary. If you do end up watching this video and you appreciate it, you can absolutely hit me up on Instagram or something like that, and we can go over more stuff if you actually are curious. But I just want to say that I believe in you, and I'm pretty sure a lot of the people down in the comments of this video are also going to be supporting you, and it seems like a lot of the people in your comments are supporting you. So there are a lot of people that are going to be supportive. I just want to let you know there are also going to be a lot of people that are going to act like the only way to do it is the way that they have done it or the way that they've seen other people do it. There are tons of ways to do this. You have to find what works for you. But I do believe in you, and I'm sure a lot of other people believe in you as well. But for everyone else watching this video, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments or any ideas or anything, of course, leave them down in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.